Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, episode 25, Lantern Light. First order of business for you people in the chat is, and I have to adjust where this is it. Alright, there we go. I've moved the poles over there so it doesn't like block the crafting screens. The first thing I want you to do is to vote on the priority, and I'll talk about these a little bit. So, leatherworking. The big purpose of doing leatherworking would be in order to get the best backpacks and in order to get better armor, it's all going to require leatherworking. And there's a few different ways to approach leatherworking. One of the obvious ways to approach it is just to start to collect seashells. It's not going to yield me a lot of leather, but it's a start. And that allows for backpack storage capacity and armor. I could also craft a lantern for exploration. Even though I have a bronze suit of armor, I think it makes sense to try to get a lantern before we start delving in the dark. So, if you guys want me to start exploring caves and caving, a lantern is going to have to come first. Another one is expand the farms. So, I cannot stress this enough. The amount of flax that you have is insanely important. If you don't have a lot of flax in the game, you're going to have a bad time, because bandages require flax, mechanical power requires flax, clothing repairs require flax. Flax is so important, almost as important as food. So, if we expand the farms, I would make great effort to plant as much flax as I can, so that we don't have some sort of flax shortage once we start to delve into mechanical power. Because mechanical power will open up a lot of options for us. I can build a simple bunny trap pit, which would be a good source of like meat, bush meat, fats, if they're fat. So that's another one. Craft better tools like shears and scythe, which will help to collect certain materials like cattails with the scythe or sticks with the shears. We can also start to build a smithy, because we don't have a formal spot for the smithy yet, so we could do that. Build a storage room, or, last but not least, search for salt, borax, and lime in sedimentary levels. Oh, salt for the sedimentary levels, and same with the lime. As getting a lot of salt will be good for food storage and food preservation, brining and the like, pickling, vegetables, etc. And then the borax and lime for leatherworking and metalworking later on. So it looks like crafting a lantern for exploration is the popular goal. One of the other things I wanted to do is to make this like slightly less of a fire hazard. Because right now it is a bit of a fire hazard. So I'm just going to stick some, like, cobble blocks around it, just so that the long grass can't grow and become some sort of problem. Or actually, I could even do this more cheaply. I'll just use the dirt that I've got, and that will work. Do I have seasons turned on? I do. So currently it is July 7th. Don't burn me. I don't believe fires can spread to the diagonal, and I can fix up these pit kilns later on, which is not going to be a big deal. So, taking a look at how the polls are going, it appears as if you all want me to craft a lantern for exploration and then expand the farms. So I'll do both. So I'll update that on the priority. So in order to craft a lantern, I'll show you the blueprints for it. There's 2 types of lanterns. There is lined ones and unlined ones. So I'll probably just be crafting a copper lantern. So this is a standard copper lantern, which is glass or quartz, a candle, and a copper plate. Copper plate would be 2 ingots of copper. And then we have lined ones, which include also a plate of silver or gold. So adding a reflective lining of silver or gold will increase the light radius. I do not believe that I have the materials for a lined lantern, so that's going to probably have to be something to do once I'm wealthy with those kind of materials, right? Because I have almost no nuggets of silver or gold. What I do have is nuggets of copper. So I'm going to take 40 nuggets of copper and make myself a copper lantern. Now, the thing about the lanterns is they require, like, plates. And the plates that you use can be, like, of just about any material. So if you take a look at the lantern's blueprint again, copper, brass, black brass, bismuth, you know, iron, whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. Ruined. My point is, like, if you had a lot of bismuth and you had nothing to do with it, because you weren't making, like, bismuth bronze, you could just as easily craft the bismuth straight into plates for a bismuth lantern. Alright, so it looks like a lantern is in order. So what I'm going to be doing is pouring 2 ingots for the casting and just melting down this copper for it. Easy peasy. Yeah, the material doesn't matter, only whether it has lining or not. So you can have really any material for your lanterns and you won't be penalized for material type. And there's no durability or anything like that, so it's truly not something that matters. The other thing I'm going to need for the lantern is to probably rely this time around on getting clear quartz. So another part of the lantern here, if we take a look at the blueprint, is you can craft a lantern with clear quartz or with crafted glass. But clear quartz is going to be a lot easier because crafted glass is going to require me to have a pulverizer or make a bloomery and all that. So, like, it becomes kind of a thing. Whereas I can just as easily throw some clear quartz in there. So once these ingots are done smelting, I'm going to go ahead and mine up some quartz, hoping to get clear quartz from the mining process. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. That button, because chill. Oh, there goes my knife. Bye, knife. My knives don't last very long. I abuse them. Do I not have any sticks? Oh, I have a wood box, don't I? That I do. With 1 stick in it. My pet stick. I mean, I remember the time that, like, pet rocks were a thing, so pet sticks, that's not that outrageous. How close is this? Oh, that's good to go. Pull the charcoal out. Grab the tongs. And get that poured. It's not where I was keeping my crucibles, but I think I will just because it's like convenient to have it right next to the fire pit. So while that cools, one thing I wanted to do is to make an armor rack, which requires hay. So it's 8 per hay bale, so I need 16 hay. So if you're wondering why I was cutting the grass, it's for a little armor rack for my bronze armor, just so that I can store it nicely. But I'll get a little extra grass, because sometimes you need to make a new torch or fire or something like that. How long till items despawn? I think it's like 10 minutes by default. It's pretty quick. And I have completely default settings, so whatever it is on default. The game definitely doesn't give you a lot of time to go recover items. I think what it is like the standard difficulty is set up for multiplayer servers to prevent, like, you know, encumbering processing powers. So as a result, there's a lot of settings that are pretty aggressive about despawning stuff. Or at least that's my, like, interpretation of the settings. Alright. The boards will be in the wood box. Maybe I won't use my oak boards. I like the look of oak doors. And there is the armor dummy. Alright, Candle. This is where my armor's going. Not sure where I want to put the candle. I, like, don't have a lot of good surfaces. I haven't really designed with surfaces in mind, which is fine. We'll expand the base as time goes on. So the armor stand can do this. I did that wrong. I put that on my head. I did that twice. Come on. Hold the right key. Hold shift and done. So then if I look at this and hold, I just double right click, it puts it on my body, which is nice. So that you can have armor. Like if I have, you know, eventually, like let's say if this is the entrance to my base, I can have like an armor stand right at the entryway. So if I have like drifters outside, I can just quickly throw on my armor, fight the drifters, take out the armor. Because wearing armor all the time sometimes is convenient, but it comes at a bit of a cost of like food efficiency and the like. I'll also put the shield on there. Okie dokie. So now that the sun is up, I am going to go get a little bit of quartz for the... Oh, that's where I put dry grass. A little bit of quartz for the lantern. I'm still waiting for the ingots to harden. My storage vessels and crocks are still firing. Good. Nothing tragic has happened to them. Or forest fires. I guess forest fires would be pretty tragic too. So I already have like quartz bits here, indicating that there's quartz around, but I had already marked it down. I already know that like I live next to a giant quartz field. If I am not mistaken, there was a cave nearby. Was it? I thought I had a cave like right next to the base. Let's go try to find it. Oh, here's one. This might be it. So if I can spare myself from digging like a... Oh no, this isn't much of a cave. Why did I even mark this down as a... Oh, maybe it is a bit of a cave. Oh, it is. Okay. It's a creepy one. It probably doesn't go anywhere. Not that I would be able to tell. Yep. I was trying to stick the torch on the wall before it burned out, but it burned out too quick. So these quartz chunks here can be smelted into glass or like crushed into crushed quartz. So why I'm trying to just get the clear quartz is so that I can skip the whole firing up for bloomery. So there's sort of two ways to make the lantern. One is that you use glass that you've fired, and then the other is to just use the clear quartz, because clear quartz is more see-through than the regular quartz. And at some point, I'm gonna need to start making a whole bunch of bloomery bricks, fire bricks. But if I can skip that now, you know, might as well. Also, kind of makes sense. At some point, I am going to not pull for it and just start leatherworking, because leatherworking is a very lengthy process. It takes like a week. Oh, this finished firing. Empty crocks and storage vessels. Good. And collecting seashells for that will be nice. All right, so where else have I marked down quartz? I said quartz is up here. I don't see it, though. Maybe it was just the... Maybe I have to dig. Because I found the quartz bits. The thing is, I don't like to do deconstructive excavations near my base. Because then you end up with all these voids that can spawn enemies and need to be, like, illuminated. And so if I am to try to find some quartz, I don't want to be it in my own backyard. Bit of a NIMBY. Not my own backyard. So let's listen to my NIMBY and find it elsewhere. Because quartz is easy to find. Can you turn quartz bits into clear quartz? No, but you can turn the regular quartz you can fire in a bloomery to turn it into glass. Quartz bits is like a raw form. It'd be like saying, can you turn a copper ingot to copper chunks? Like native nuggets. It's like, no, it gets processed in one direction. And there's different types of quartzes. There's different types of glass. So if we take a look here, there's a whole bunch of colors that are all derived from different gemstones and the like. Oh, there's copper here. Wasn't looking for it, but might as well mark it down. So I bet if we head a little bit towards the mountains, we will find plenty of quartz. And maybe like a bear that will try to eat us. But hopefully just the quartz. Oh yeah, there was also the quartz cave near the starting hut. I could head that way. Given that that is already a known location, that makes more sense. I don't know how you guys feel about, like, the wanderlust exploration of just looking around. I get that some people might find it boring, but I rather like it. Think of it as surveying to figure out your local environment. Okay, my fruit needs are already, like, fully met. So I might hold off on eating these berries. Turn them into rot instead. It's probably not a good time to be going in there, considering I extinguished my own torch. And have no way of seeing where the hell I'm going. And in my infinite wisdom, I did not bring a backup torch. I should have just done this at home, but it's late for that. Oh, do I not even have an axe? Oh god, this is so much more annoying than I thought. Well, there's peat over here. I'll just dig up a little peat. I don't know, punch a tree. Yeah, somehow I didn't bring anything with me. Yeah, you're right. I can place the torch and start it directly. Let's do that. That's the obvious solution here. Before I go anywhere, I want to make an extra torch, put it in my backpack. It doesn't make sense not to have two. All right, fire starter, get despawned. So I think there was a shallower cave here. Oh yeah, here we are. So these require bronze tools, which we just happen to have. And the clear quartz is a chance find, whereas like most of what we're going to get is regular quartz. At some point, oh yeah, here we go. Here's already a clear quartz chunk. At some point, what we're going to want to do is to actually do that whole bloomery process to make mass-produced glass. Because not only is it beautiful to add glass to your base, and maybe even leaded glass if we happen to find some lead, because leaded glass is really nice too. But it will allow for the construction of like greenhouses to keep the crops growing later on in the season. So I'm just going to get a little extra clear quartz so that if I desire it sometime in the future, I can make more than just the one lantern. Because lanterns are... The basic lanterns that are not lined are probably the easiest thing to make in the game that does not burn out and is bright. Because the oil lamps aren't bright. The bronze torch holders... If you could find like a dungeon full of torch holders, like that's obviously going to be very easy because you just loot them off the wall and then you can illuminate. But for the most part, like just filling your base full of lanterns to keep drifters at bay is sort of the meta. All right, we're looking good. Let's get out. Did a lot of putzing around, but those bars should be already ready for me. So a question I have for you guys is, should I expand the original farm or build a new one? So farms can be like, well, farms can be of any size, but usually what I do when I build a farm is I build it to the dimensions of a greenhouse. So once it starts to get colder, I can roof it up and keep growing in the colder seasons. And greenhouses can be 14 by 14 by 14, and currently our farm is nowhere near that, right? It's like if we put walls here, it's only really a 6 by 6. So we can expand the farm well beyond the 6 by 6, or alternatively, we could build a new one opposite the original one. So I can give you 5 minutes to vote on that while I hammer these out. Black coal. The eventual plan is going to look something like... it's going to eventually look something like multiple, like 2 larger farms. So I'll eventually expand both of them before winter sets in. But this is just what should I do for now. And I'll actually try to keep these strawberries nice. Or cranberries, rather. If only there were strawberries, right? Alright, these are plenty hot. You know, maybe even heavy hits for the start. Heavy hits are like a little bit less controlled. But it will spread the material quick. Alright, that's probably good. Just trying to think about the durability of my tools. If you use your tools wisely, you won't have to regularly make new ones. But if you abuse your tools, well, you're going to have to do a lot more tool making as a result. Hey, Sky. It's been a while since I heard from you. Thank you for the resub, and welcome. How is it going? Almost done here. Alright, I put the candle away. Not sure why I did that when I was trying to make a lantern. Yoink. And now, we've got this lovely thing. So a torch's light level is 14, and a lantern's light level is 18. So it's significantly brighter than the torch, as you can see. Pretty nice. Alright, looks like new farm won by almost nothing, but almost nothing still counts. So current priority right now is to build a new farm. The other thing I wanted to do is to make sure that bunnies are not going to spawn in this long grass and then jump over to my crop farm. So I want to complete this fence a little bit, which shouldn't take very long. Not long at all. And then do a little bit of redesign as well. Does the lantern go out in the water? It does not. Another big advantage of the lantern. Now, I suspect... Oh, I fell. Technically, it might be possible for, like, a bunny to, like, walk along the sides here and get to my crops, but I think the likelihood of that is very, very low. Like, not worth worrying about, kind of low. All right. We wanted to do... So I'm going to do a little bit of redesign here, where I'm going to change the entryway to this apiary just to reduce duplication. Ultimately make things look a little bit nicer. Oh, give me this fence back. So there's the fence entryway, and I'm gonna redo the pathing now. I figure it doesn't make much sense to have two sets of staircases when one will do. I'm just trying to help future me. Oh, good job, current me. Misclicking and everything. And I can always chisel away this stuff to make it look nicer at some point. I think sort of the base beautification stage is like currently not where I'm at. Just working on functionality. So the idea up here is that this then will branch off and go to its own farm on the other side, identically, right? Put it this way, and we're going to need to make some more cobblestone, I suspect. Which is why, oops, I've got all of this granite chunk. So cobble, well, I can go to any cobble because it's all roughly the same recipe. Or I could just look at a cobblestone block like this, hold Shift H, and it will tell me how to do it. So it's just clay in the middle and stone all around. Didn't want to use up all of my chunks just in case I want other types of blocks like fencing and the like, which I think is very likely that I will want that. So matching the same pattern, or something like this, right? And then all of this here is going to be the same as it was on the other side, meaning that there will be an opportunity to have another room underneath the farm. So it's symmetrical on both sides. And I think just for the aesthetics, having sort of like an entryway. This isn't gonna be the entryway, but sort of like an entryway here looks a bit better. And if I have to make more cobble and dig up more granite, that's fine, because there's all this granite that I'll eventually want to excavate as part of the farm construction, so it will need to go anyway at some point. Now, another thing I'll need to do is to dig up more medium fertility soil. And make some more fence posts. So mimicking the other side. Oops. This comes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So more blocks required. Oh, the skep that I harvested is already back. This is now a populated skep. It had spread from the adjacent ones. So you can't see it yet, but this is the start of a beautiful new farm. Or whatever, a farm. Maybe not beautiful. So for whatever reason, the way I originally designed it was I inset this 2 tiles from the fence, like here. No, that's 1 tile. Counting is not my strong suit. And this was a 6x6. With water wells, so that I don't have to regularly water everything. Which can be a bit of a drain. Get it? I'm not sorry. Not even a little bit. Well, let's go ahead and use whatever chunks I already have and make all of the remaining cobblestone I can. The majority of this project is cobblestone based. I don't currently have seeds to fill everything here. We are, however, heading towards our first harvest for some crops. And there's a chance that when you harvest crops for the first time, you get extra stuff back. So here we'll have a water well here, and then this here is, I believe, the back wall of the farm. So if I stand up here, you can kind of see it's the same on both sides, minus some fence pieces, which I will put in momentarily. So when designing a farm, the big things to think about, and I'm sure this is redundant for a lot of you that have already probably heard some of this, is if you don't live in the tropics, you're probably going to want to put it into a greenhouse for when the game becomes frigid. So no larger than 14 by 14 by 14, as that is the maximum size allowed for a farm. And then another thing is whether or not you want to water it regularly, rely upon rainwater, which rainwater is not going to be a thing if you have a greenhouse or have adjacent moisture blocks. So I went with the whole adjacent moisture blocks so that I'm not having to water every day. But if you enjoy watering every day or like gardening or whatever, you can always build with that in mind. All right, this might bother some of you, so I'm going to fix this. And you're welcome. I love you. We had pine on the left and oak in front. So now it's oak for the bees, pine for the farms. Probably almost nobody noticed, but 1 or 2 of you did, and I'm looking out for you. Did I never make a shovel? All right. Maybe I didn't. I thought I had made a metal shovel, but it seems like that is not true. So I'm going to need to dig up some more regular soil and then get that going. Oh, so before I even do that, because of how flax addicted I am, let's get the initial plots ready, because I already have some flaxseed that can go in here. Yeah, that bucket could be there. So I need a hoe. You do recall me making a shovel? Yeah, like, I recall making a shovel. I just don't remember what happened to it. Hey, the bow stave is dry. I can now make a bow. I have a tin sprung ingot that I could turn into a shovel. I do have a spare hammerhead. Pickaxe. No, I don't see any shovels. I'll check the other boxes, but I don't see why I would put it in here. What I could do, yeah, because I don't necessarily have seeds for everything, is the crops that I wouldn't normally plant because they're out of season or whatever, I could plant anyway. Just because it's better than nothing. Certainly. You know, that shovel could have been in that, in the hand basket. I don't think it was in the hand basket that I tossed out, but whatever. Whatever. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, which originally streamed live on Twitch November 30th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, a link can be found in the description of this video or at Rhadamant.com. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel, made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs,